Guys, good morning to you. I am here with Sarah Bibb, and I'm so dang excited. What we're talking about is stories of succeeding with your home-based business. So let's just talk about what success actually looks like in a home-based business, what it really can be, but then also what you go through in order to get that success. So I'm just here to talk with Sarah about what that looks like for her. So Sarah, just let me know, what was it like whenever you first started your entrepreneurial journey? What was that all about for you?
Well, I've been exposed to, I actually didn't even realize I was an entrepreneur until recently when my son was like, "Oh, you're doing this now? You've done this and this and this and this." And I was like, "Ooh, I guess I have." When I started, it was many years ago, and it was just a desperate mom trying to make some extra money because I had a alcoholic, abusive husband, and
Mm,
I needed something for myself.
yeah.
And so I tried and fell on my face, and I tried and I fell on my face because I just didn't have the right coaching and the right leadership. And it was all about making money and being salesy and all the things that you're taught that are so wrong. And
So
you
wrong.
can't, you're sitting there desperate saying, "Please teach me. I want to be successful. I'm a sponge."
Yeah.
But
And they're like, well,
when
do
you,
this gross thing and this gross thing and this.
yeah,
And part of you is like, listen, I'll do it if it's
yeah,
really going to work, right?
yes,
and,
100%.
and then you start and you're like, okay, no, I can't.
Yeah. And then you quit because you're like, well, this is never going to work. How
Yeah.
did that person get there? Did they just fall into luck? I don't get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, my entrepreneurial journey has been a roller coaster of let me try this, it didn't work. Let me try this, it didn't work. Let me try this, it didn't work. So that's kind of how I started, and how it's gone for like
Yeah.
15 years basically.
Man. So then what happened?
Well, let's see. 6, 7 months ago, I started with a new thing, as I do.
Yeah.
And actually, I saw you come on it was just a little training. I
Okay.
won't mention what company I was with. I'm not with that company any longer
Uh-huh.
because of their coaching. But I saw you come on this training, and I was like, talk more to me. I like what she's saying. What is she saying? And then I started telling my husband, I was like, oh my goodness, I found this gal named Martha. She's amazing. And she's like speaking to my soul. And she's talking about serving and loving and like giving back and like organic growth and finding your people. And I was like, this is what I've been missing for 15 years. And so I was like, well, I got to sign up for Go for Gold. I'm doing it. I'm signing up. And so I did. And I was like, oh, this is magic. And then I started looking into HBR, and I was like, no, no. Oh, and then I was like, I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. And so I did. It's like a bite in the bullet. Now, let me say, anybody can do this. I work full time and I have 4 kids.
Woo! Say it again.
You can find the time if you're committed. And it
Yeah.
might be a little bit here. Oh, my internet connection might be weird. It might be a little bit here. And I am I want to drive full in and watch all the modules and do all the things. And it has been such a growing experience for me, a learning experience over the last, I think I started HBR in August.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, okay, long-term game,
Yeah.
breathe, look at what you're doing. This is where strategy comes into place and
Mhm.
then implementing it step by step.
Yeah.
That is the long-term picture. And I have learned so much about that, especially with HBR. So life
Yeah.
changing.
That is so awesome. I had somebody even yesterday, they were interviewing me to speak at one of their things, and they were like, so tell me about your program and da 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 da. And they're like, okay, so when people buy it, they get what, like 3 months in of coaching or 6 months, or is it a year? And they were kind of just flippantly saying like, well, it's got to be one of those. And I'm like, no, it's life. They're in for life. They pay once and they're in for life. And she's like, what? And I'm like, right, we're disrupting the whole industry.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so so when Sarah's saying like it's a long game Absolutely. And we're here with you for the entire long game. We're here with you from the beginning, like the hiccups in the beginning, through the, establishing multiple income streams, through scaling that and what that actually looks like in the long term. So, I mean, we look at Sarah in 5 years, she's going to look very different than Sarah today, because she's going to have built out and started scaling. Like that's the design of it. So it's like the coolest thing ever. Well, what are you most excited for with like what you're doing?
Oh man. I think, I was listening to you the other day and you were talking about how entrepreneurs in general operate. And we're always like, oh, I have this idea. I have this idea. I have this idea. And that's how it works. Like we're
Yeah.
always having ideas. And I think for me, I'm most excited about having a roadmap into taking those ideas and having them come to fruition
Yeah.
and watching me be able to help change other people's lives.
Yeah.
Like that's the most exciting part for me, and finding my people, which has actually been, and you say this before, but like finding my bat signal, or finding who my people are, who I'm passionate about, and knowing now that I have a roadmap to be able to help those people is like, that brings tears to my eyes.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's what we're here for, right? It's the things like what Sarah's feeling right now. I totally feel it with you. I have head to toe goosebumps right now. That's what we're designed for. We don't feel that way about our 40, 60, 80-hour a week jobs, right? We don't
Right.
feel that way about that stuff. We may love the people that we serve in those capacities, but we're not really open to being able to serve those people. We've still got different ways that we're bound by those companies and stuff like that, but where we can't really serve the way that we want to serve. But when you can start doing that, everything opens up. And when you have a blueprint, which then builds confidence, which then builds transformation, now you have your ripple effect into the world. You have your impact that's going to last far beyond when you pass away, right? Like this is our love song to the world, is the way that we serve. I freaking love that.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, I appreciate so much the team you have, because even if you're not available, you have that person and this person. And when you're in the groups, you can ask a question. And there's so many supportive, wonderful people in the groups that are like, oh, good job. That's awesome. You're doing great. And
Yeah.
another key thing you said the other day is, when you're looking for a mentor or you're asking for advice, don't ask advice from your friend who's like not at all in the entrepreneurial world or running any kind of business. Like the people in HBR, the people there, like they are doing what you're doing, and they can look at it and say, no, you're like, keep going, you got it. And that cheerleading group is so amazing to have.
Yeah, that's HBR is something special. It is something special. Actually, I'm going to put this up right now for the people that are watching. You can, if you have not joined HBR and are wanting to and have questions, what you would do is just message me the word message my Facebook business page, Livin the Dream with Martha, and actually message me the word Sarah, Sarah with an H. Message me the word Sarah, and then I'll know where you're coming from and where like the conversation, like what you know, and then we can have our conversation based on that. And yeah, then we can give you the details. If you want to jump in, that's cool. If not, no big deal. Just understand it's going up in price like 90% by the end of January. And if you're in right now, or if you jump in ahead, then when that price goes up, you're still in. You still get everything that those people are going to be getting with that price increase, but you just don't pay as much for it. So just so you guys understand that. Let me get this out of here. What would be your advice to somebody? And then we'll go ahead and call it, and we'll all have awesome days after this. But what would be your advice to somebody that looks at it and is like, I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if I can do this.
Oh man, anybody can do it. I mean, what are you passionate about? Horses? Training? like you've said, lactation, like it's for anybody.
Yeah.
It literally is for anybody. And you're getting, I mean, I will say when I signed up, I was like, oh, that price. It's really nothing compared to the wealth of knowledge you get. Truly.
You'll earn it back. You'll get
100%.
returns on top of
100%.
returns. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So if you're on the fence, I mean, obviously you have to look at it and you have to be comfortable with it, or you can just jump in and feel like you're going to vomit like me. But I'm so glad. I'm so thankful that I did. And I mean, you can't go wrong if you have nothing to lose.
100%. 100% and everything to gain. The thing is
Yeah.
like the next year is going to go by whether you do something or you don't do something. But next year, whenever you look back on today, you're going to decide, or you're going to be able to see, okay, well, if you made that choice and did that thing that was maybe scary and put you in the puke zone a little bit, you're going to be a totally different human being next year, and you're going to be closer to what your goals actually are. And maybe if you don't even know that you have goals, we're going to get those defined. Like your whole life changes. It was never just about business. This is about everything in your life getting better. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Amen. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Sarah, thank you for spending some time with me this morning. This was awesome. I appreciate you. And everybody that is watching, you guys are the best. We appreciate having you guys here. Love the community, and we will see you later. If you wanted to, again, I'm just going to reiterate, if you wanted to jump into HBR or have questions about HBR, this is where you do it. Facebook business page, Livin the Dream with Martha. Message me, instead of let's do this, just message me the word Sarah with an H, and then we will get things going for you. So everybody have the best day, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.